Hey, what's good people? Welcome back to another year with the Family Bloodline Podcast.
Yes,
Hey,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the third one time. Happy New Year to y'all good people.
Yeah, Happy New Year for
Happy
sure.
New Year.
Let me get some things set up. Hey, why don't y'all go ahead, start it off and let us know what happened through your Christmas and through your New Year.
Oh,
When you want to start it off, go
dang.
ahead.
Like it's a blur at this point. My brother was in town and we, we did the family thing. We had brunch and light snacks for Christmas. Everybody was over here chilling. Got lots of good laughs and everything. And then New Year's, we went to church. And then we had went to my brother's house and brought in the new year with family again and friends, and it was just a good time all around.
Ma'am, yes, man. Pretty much same here. Except church, we ain't go to church. We eat over there. I guess y'all some people can say, but yeah, we didn't go to church. But we Christmas
Christmas.
we celebrated Christmas.
We
It was great.
celebrated Christmas. It was great.
I gotta echo.
I
I don't know
gotta
if yeah,
echo. I don't know if yeah,
but outside of that,
but outside of
Christmas,
that,
Christmas. I don't know my mic,
my mic.
but yeah, I gotta echo. But
Yeah, I got an echo, but
Yeah, I just heard it.
yeah,
I just heard it. Give me. Let's see if we can fix you. See if we can fix you.
hey,
Oh,
hey,
oh.
hey, 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 hey.
Try that again. Try that again. Seems like it might be me.
Seems like it might be me.
So give me.
Was this new year trying to start off wrong already? Hold on.
Let's see how that works. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Got that squared away. Don't know what that was. Oh. Hey Maya. Happy New Year. That's fine. But yeah,
But yeah, I was still muted. That's why I was trying to see if I had the echo.
I think so, cause
I think so, cause I
I
don't hear it now on my end.
but I got it.
But
I'm
I
picking
got
it.
it. I'm picking it. See, that's you, cuz
Hold up.
hold up.
That's weird.
That's weird. Yeah, because I was hearing it when I was speaking, but now I don't hear it at all. Christmas went great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful time. Kids celebrated, you know what I'm saying, enjoyed themselves. That's what Christmas is all about for me right now. Just seeing the loved one's face around me, you know, light up. New Year's, we went over to Ernest crib, partner eyes, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know E.
Yeah.
Yeah. Celebrated, had a great time. He welcomed us into his home and we went over there and celebrated, had a great time.
You said that was
That was that was I, oh wait, that Christmas and then Christmas we celebrated at the crib, you know what I'm saying? We ain't go nowhere. All my kids came over, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Grandkids came over. It was a joyous time. It was a great time. So I celebrated Christmas at the house. I was supposed to get out. I had called several people. I was supposed to get out, but didn't make it out because of the company I had. It was great company. Everybody came over to the house and wasn't expecting no one to come to the house, but had a great time. Celebrated, you know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah,
still got to make it up to the people that I called and said I was gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I'm trying to figure
I'm
out
trying to figure out
where that is coming
where
from.
that's coming.
your main mic.
But I'm
But I'm
Mm.
so I tell you what,
so I
cause
tell you what, because I
we
Yep.
might show for a hot
show for a hot second.
Let's go. I run my NFL picks now.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, do it.
Let's get it. So yeah. Week 18 kicking off. We got the Steelers versus the Ravens. Jig, Dirt, and Wanda took the Ravens. We have the Texans versus the Colts. Jig took the Texans. Dirt and Wanda took the Colts. We have the Vikings versus the Lions. Wanda took the Vikings. Dirt and Jig took the Lions. Falcons versus the Saints. Jig and Wanda took the Falcons. Dirt took the Saints.
Come on,
In
Dirty
the
Bird.
Jets versus the Patriots, Dirt, Wanda, and Jig took the Jets. In the Buccaneers versus the Panthers, Wanda and Dirt took the Bucks. Jig took the Panthers. In the Rams versus the 49ers, we all was unanimous and took the 49ers. In the Browns versus the Bengals, Jig and Dirt took the Browns. Wanda took the Bengals. In the Browns versus the Packers, Wanda and Jig took the Bears. Dirt took the Packers. Cowboys versus the Commodores, the Washington Commanders. Dirt took the Cowboys. Wanda and Jig took the Commanders.
Yes.
In the Broncos versus the Raiders, Jig took the Broncos.
Yes.
Dirt and Wanda took the Raiders. Let's go. In the Eagles versus the Giants, it was unanimous. We all took the Eagles. Seahawks versus the Cardinals. Wanda and Jig took the Seahawks. I took the Cardinals. In the Chiefs versus the Chargers, we all went with the Chiefs.
Come on, Chiefs.
Unanimous decision. In the in the Bills versus the Dolphins, Wanda and Dirt took the Bills. Jigga Man took the Dolphins.
Yes. Yes.
That's week 18 picks. Get them in if you got it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I can hear y'all now.
Let's go.
So yeah, that's
Irritating.
man. This is it's a New Year thing.
It's a New Year thing.
Get y'all picks in while we still handing out merch and you know what I'm saying? Get them in. That's all I can say. Get them in.
Let's go get them.
Let's go get them.
Everybody ready for them topics. I know what it is.
So let's hop into it.
Let's hop into it.
Mm-hmm. We gonna what we want to kick off? The taking the last names.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What is going on with audio? I think I know.
I think that's what Wanda having an issue with is her audio. Something ain't sounding right to her. There, something ain't sounding right, cuz.
I was getting a lot of echo. I think I'm good now.
Back with us, Wanda.
I'm here, but y'all echoing in my ear, and I don't know why. I'll figure it out later.
Is it me, Jig? Do you still hear echo?
I do.
Hold on.
See, I don't hear it on my end, and it was coming from me at first, so I can try to fix. I can go out and come back in and see what's up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I tried it.
We can
Oh,
hear
no.
you, Wanda.
It's good now. Oh, no. No, it's not. It was at first.
So let's
I don't know what's the deal is.
huh?
Oh, nobody's echoing now.
Yeah. I think so, Dirt. I think so. So yeah, it's odd that our audio acts like this. Like we had a similar issue. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. We can all be like really really
Causing me
hooked
to
in,
drink.
and it'll just start going crazy. But it's all right. We gonna live through it. We gonna survive it. That's for sure. So
Causing.
Dirt just went through the pig swine.
Yeah, I came in on the end of that. It's fine.
Okay, and
What?
we were about to start getting after men taking.
Mic check.
Yeah, you good, cuz. We were about to get into men taking the last name of women uh for marriage.
Not just women, their wives.
Their wives at that point, yeah, because they'd end up being their wives. You're right. You're right. Good catch. So what are y'all thoughts on that? Let me hear what y'all think.
Uh, I'll let y'all
Never.
go first.
I
What
say
you got, Dirt?
never. I say
Never?
never. Never. Ain't no way in the history of whatever you want to call it. It don't make sense to me.
It's a tradition.
Yes, that you take my last name. It's a tradition. We live that. We've been through that for years, for years, for years. It ain't
And how
no
has tradition
discrepancy.
worked out for our people? Let's just think
Okay,
about that for
okay.
a moment.
All right, all right.
How has tradition worked out for our people? Let's just
Are we
take
talking
a
man,
moment and think about
woman?
that.
So are we
We're
talking
just
man,
talking about
woman?
tradition, period.
Okay, so tradition is
We
man, woman.
talking tradition.
Man, woman. Yeah, okay. Tradition, man, woman. No, I'm not gonna take my wife's last name.
I don't
What's
have a problem with it. I think it's pretty dope. Uh, I think that it's forward thinking. Um, like why not? If he wants to, why is it? Why would he be ostracized for doing so if that's what he wants to do? Because it's not manly. Who says? Who says?
Are
mm,
we woke or we
So
just out here just doing things because other people doing it?
what? No.
Oh, we just not trying to hurt people's
So
feelings or what? Okay,
no. I mean, there's different scenarios on why a man would want to take a woman's last name.
okay?
Maybe his dad wasn't about shit, and his mama gave him his daddy last name, and he is not trying to carry that tradition on to his kids.
valid
I
point.
can dig
He
that.
changed his last name to hers.
Okay.
Uh, Also for the same reason that names in traditional way because her name is worth more. I hear about a lot of that. Her
Mm,
name carries more clout than his name.
mm.
So
See,
so
you
let me
bringing a
I,
ask
you
lot
you.
know
of.
how many
Go
you
ahead,
know
kid. Go ahead,
do you
kid.
know how many dudes I've heard say,
What's up, Chris?
"Oh, I definitely changed my last name to Winfrey." If
We,
Oprah asks,
a guy said that to me earlier today when I was telling him what the podcast was going to be uh,
Yes,
tonight. What's going on, Chris?
yes, I would change. So yeah, there's definitely. I mean, I think it's forward thinking. What you want to do, let's do it. Like I personally would want my husband to hyphenate so that he's not just giving a piece of him away, but also taking on the both of us. You know what I mean?
Okay, so if we take that stance, right, and let's go back a little bit and talk about what you hit put me on game to the other day, Wanda, the whole reason behind surnames, and we say the tradition behind it is because women were the possession of the man at one point, and
Hmm.
in order to identify who the woman belonged to, she took that
It's the
man's last
same
name.
reason the slave master gave the slaves his last name to
Absolutely. It
to
it, it
maintain property.
Yeah,
Got
it was
you,
a
got
property identifier. That's literally what it
It
was.
is. That's exactly what it is.
That's literally what it was. So
That's exactly what it is.
you.
Now, if you
Hey,
disagree with
see,
that, then that's
hey,
on you.
wait a minute. I feel bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? I
Why do
heard
you feel
it.
bamboozled?
Because I heard it in the meeting, but I didn't take it. Like you coming with some valid points tonight. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't take into account. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, wait a minute. I'm still saying no. but I'm listening to you and you hitting valid points, and
It's hard to
I'm
say no to, correct? Because I'm just
no
saying it
Hey, I
is. You,
don't get
but
me
you,
wrong.
I think you're only saying no because you're saying no because
tradition.
it's not traditional, and you right. Like I said, what has tradition done with our people?
I'm
Period.
here in the household. I'm holding it down. You know what I'm saying? I've been holding it down. I get on one knee and I present this to you as my entity that I want to carry my life out with. You know what I'm saying?
Possess,
Like,
But
goodness.
that's a it's a mutual possession at that point. At least now, or
but
no.
is it? I mean, maybe now, but not then. It was not because. But we're
Yeah.
talking about why it's okay or why is it not okay for men to take the woman's last name if he so chooses to.
So
And the
I'm
only thing I'm hearing from this little corner over here is that it ain't manly, and that's what is what
No,
what is
I ain't
what is.
saying that. We already presented our roles in the household. Our roles
right.
already have been represented in this household before I presented this ring to you. See what I'm saying? Like we've been playing wife and husband way before I presented this ring to you. Now I present it to you to make
Mhm.
you honorable and make you, you know what I'm saying, my sacred queen, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, in front of you know what I'm saying, for my children's sake as well. You know what I'm saying? To let them know that this is what we do in the household. You know what I'm saying? We boom. You meet a great woman, you honor her, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. The steps we
So can
take.
you not do all of that with her last name?
Not at all.
Could you not do all of that
You
without
got
her
three
last
sons.
name?
You got three boys in the household.
Okay.
Why wouldn't Mama take the last? Why wouldn't we? You know what I'm saying? Because after that, because the mama
Because you
can
don't want
divorce.
to.
No, because listen to this. Because the woman can leave me tomorrow. After I took her last name, she could leave tomorrow and take on another guy's last name. You see what I'm saying? I still gonna carry my
Could
last name. You see what I'm saying? Until the
So
divorce.
okay. Let me ask this then, because
okay.
if you take on the wife's last name, are you then putting yourself under the lineage? Because that's what we're really talking about and trying to establish when we do this, right? Outside of proprietorship. But are you at that point putting yourself under the lineage of her patriarch? Is that what's
No, I
happening?
mean what it is that you found more value in her last name,
Uh-huh.
which is what mostly men, most of the men that I've heard talk about this, is value in her last name than it was with honor. There's more whatever attached to her last name than it was his. He's gonna get further in life with her last name.
But the
I
question
get,
then
I
becomes,
get it.
because and look, I'll be honest. Wanda, you got some ridiculously strong points that you presented with this, and it's hard for me to try and wiggle out of them because I honestly
I'm just
can't.
saying, if Oprah ever decided to marry Stedman, you better be damn sure that he's taking her last name.
Yeah, but
Because I
if you
go ahead,
bring
Jay.
up
His
if
name's
you
gonna be Stedman
if
Oprah
you if
Winfrey.
you bring up the honor when it comes to that, right? For men, when you talk about honor, you're also talking about fisticuffs, and I don't think Oprah would be willing to go toe to toe with another woman for Stedman.
She wouldn't have to.
You never know. I mean,
She wouldn't have to.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
I have my father's
I,
last name too.
I get what Wanda's saying for us, like because I know a lot of guys that did like jail stints for forever, and it's been repetitive, like with their fathers, their
Hmm.
Okay.
fathers, you know what I'm saying, was in the system, so they repeated the same program. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Hmm.
only program they knew. My father was in and out, boom. So they go to that system. So I can see a male like I don't have no history. Like the mother and the father could be in the jail system. So
Okay.
I know
Hmm.
guys that both parents have been in the jail system, so they really out here on the street spending for themselves and their siblings. You know what I'm saying? So at the same point, I can see a man going in. I don't want my kid having my last name. Cause my last name, every time my son get pulled over, my last name pulled up, boom. Oh, you related to
Why
such and
can't I
such and
see the
such and such?
comments?
I'm not sure, but they're coming through.
Yeah, they coming through.
Okay, there they go. I got it. I'm good. I
Yeah,
got it now. I had to
yeah,
close
yeah.
out and close them back in.
So a lot of guys I know that they didn't got that rap on their name. So when they kids come up in the,
Okay,
you know
and
what I'm
I
saying? Go ahead.
now I'm just getting this comment says, but whose legacy are you carrying on? Uh, I'm carrying on my legacy, and my child's
Sure.
gonna carry on their legacy. Uh, and I think that we put too much emphasis on uh legacy. I mean, people are too scared to be individuals because of legacy.
Uh,
No, no.
what
See. What I was speaking
what
on was a true story. It's a true story. So what my wife is putting out here right now, this is what you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
This is a
Okay, and then
true story
when he
of
has his, but when he has his kids, if that's what he so chooses, that's still gonna be their last name, and her name will go on forever.
because he never had a father. He didn't have nothing but his mother, so he has to carry on the mother last name. You see what I'm saying? But wait a minute. At the point he got the
He
father last
could
name.
technically change his name when he turns 18.
Not
Right.
18. He done came to us way before 18. See, that's what I'm saying to you. You see what I'm saying? Just because of the relationship in this dealing with the men. So I was that's what I was saying. You was making valid points
Hmm.
because that I was they're they're actually related to me that I wasn't tripping off of. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I can see how, but I still think once he have his relationship with his woman, he's gonna want to take on the last name that he got. You know what I'm saying? As a man
Hmm.
going forward, like Jig was
Hmm.
saying, like it's not just about us trying to be superior. It's about man, especially having boys. If I have a junior, I don't want
Uh-huh.
my junior name to be hyphenated. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my it's
Why not? If that's what he chooses to do, why
Yeah.
not?
I'm not no, I'm speaking on but see that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking on him don't him not wanting that last name. And him you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So but him moving forward with not wanting the last name of his father, he gonna choose to speak. He gonna resonate with the last name that he has, and he's gonna want that to be moving forward with his family. The name that he has. You see what I'm saying? Not nothing that got nothing to
Hmm.
do with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? My wife, my you see what I'm saying? So you touched on stuff, but
Hmm.
it's gonna reflect on still that man being. I
I
want this.
I don't know though. I don't
I gotta
know
have this.
because.
Because I'm not the father that I'm not the father that my father was. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
want that. I need to have that. I'm gonna get that. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I got man, ooh,
Yeah. I
I don't,
think it is a
but
bit
still,
different.
so
Man,
okay, so okay, I know Dirt, you're married. Fat, you're in a committed relationship. So if
she
you
right
ever
there.
decided to get married again, if you ever to get aside, ever to decided to get married again, would you name him? You would change your? If she like, hey, babe, I think you should change your name to Mister K, you would be like,
Hell
what?
to the no. That's what I'd be like. And the honest God's truth is because I struggle, and this is just me being like 100. I would struggle with giving up my last name. So now that I think about that, my hat goes off to women because that's something that y'all are doing voluntarily. And I would
Hmm.
struggle with that because that's a part of my identity. And I don't want that stripped away. I worked hard for my name all my life.
Hmm.
And I don't want it to be discarded. I don't want it to be rearranged. I want people to know my name in the exact same stance that I walk throughout life. And as I think about that, and I think about women having to actually go through that process, get a new social security number, and get a new essentially a new identity because now you're literally, as it pertains to the government, essentially, even with your taxes, head of household, you become property of this guy's name.
Hmm.
I don't think I like that idea.
that's what
And
they
which
look
is
at. It's like
that's what
property.
I was saying. So which brings me to my other point of dang, I just lost my thought. Uh, you said you would not, but the same reasons you saying you would not is the things that we struggle with when we do. like you just
Yeah,
said. And like my last name is legacy goes. I feel like my last name is legit, but and I did at one last name, but traditionally I went ahead and took my husband's last name. Like it was a straight struggle. Like seriously, and still even to this day, sometimes I be like, my name is my two last names,
right. So you're
and
not
then
hyphenated though,
he will point.
right?
I'm not hyphenated, no. But
Okay.
then he'll point out, you ain't hyphenate your name. That ain't what it say on your on a marriage certificate. That ain't what it say on your social security card. That definitely ain't what it say on your passport. Da 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 da. Da. Like
Yeah.
whatever. Like to me, but
This
I mean, but it's my name still. My
So
paternal
going
last
back,
name.
this is messing my head up a little bit
so
because
going
I'm
back to what I
like,
so going back to what I said, man, it's tradition. Y'all already got y'all father's last name. A lot of the women that speaking got their father's last name. A lot of the
Because my
kids got
mother gave me his last name.
correct.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But that real why when you
Because
know what I'm saying?
my parents were not married when I was born. But you know they
Correct,
like
correct.
they've been married for a long time. Jesus, but
You have
yeah.
Your
And
auntie, look at
so if y'all like if we decided not to take y'all name, how does it make you feel?
I'd be okay with that. Um,
Oh,
I don't
fat, real quick
what?
before we get to that
What?
thought, I just got my thought back that I wanted to say. And you was just like how hard you work for your last name and how hard you work for the character of your last name. This and the third. I feel like women now of today's society work just as hard as y'all would work. That's why we are struggling with giving away our last names.
hey, that is a legit point, cuz.
It's,
And
it's absolutely
I really cannot combat that. I can't like that's legit.
but
Because
the
we're
women
no longer just at home taking care of the kids. We are no
Right.
longer just at home washing your dirty drawers. We are not just at home cooking your meals. We doing all of that plus going out and holding down 80-hour jobs
Yeah. And so look,
as
this is a
well
point.
as taking your kids to their activities on the weekend. We're doing all of that because what does our last name not? It's not as important as yours because I'm a woman and
No,
because my
look, this is a point where it's a rare moment in history or in time. There are not too many topics to where I'm at a pause because I'm experiencing cognitive dissonance. But listening to what you're saying, and especially taking into consideration where we are in society today, like I can't combat what you're saying, and it's completely relevant.
correct, correct.
And I'm a non-traditionalist, generally speaking.
mm-hmm.
Um, but
You
this
just
one is
traditional about this subject.
You're gonna
yeah.
get that cake
Super
anime.
critical.
You know
I'm
what
being a
I'm
hypocrite right now. I'm gonna call myself to the carpet on it because
Yeah,
I don't know
yes,
how
it
to
sounded
move
a
past.
bit, a bit
Yeah,
on the fence there.
yeah.
No, it's
Now,
just like so like what you said. Oh, go ahead, Jake. You ain't get. Go ahead. You
I was
run
just
it up.
gonna say now if she decided not to take my last name and to maintain hers, I wouldn't have a problem with that because I do understand the hurdles that come with
But how
taking.
many guys would feel that way that you do, though? Honestly, think about it.
I think men who are a little more experienced, with being married and going through different relationships, I think we have a different understanding of why we wouldn't have an issue with that. But for younger people or people who haven't been in relationships or married, they would I think they take a harder stance towards that.
Okay, and to this comment, I would say, could he not hyphenate his name and y'all still have the same last name and be one?
No,
I
that's
don't want
not
to
my
take
last
another
name.
man's name.
That's not my last
And
name.
neither was yours. Neither is yours to her.
Right.
Right. So that's not the same name. That's not the same union. Cause my name is man. No, it's
Look, again,
no.
I'm a hypocrite on this. I'm gonna be flat out honest.
I'm,
This is completely hypocritical the way that I'm feeling and thinking about this because it's not fair to women for us to ask this with these expectations, but it's still an expectation.
Is there
But
something wrong with being fair to women? Because you just literally
look,
just like
no, I'm talking about
it's
because I'm. I'm all right. We finna get to Katt Williams. He asked y'all about equality. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna run that straight down the middle. You see what I'm saying? That's what
Right.
I'm saying. No, no. This is what I like. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna run that straight down the middle, like
Yeah.
strong.
This is
I can't.
But we're definitely
Because he wanted
so if she what if
you
she
gonna get
has
on the mic and speak?
what if she has her ex-husband's last name? What if?
Hmm.
that doesn't bother
That was
me.
her choice to that was her choice to take his last name. And now I wouldn't expect her to want her new husband to take on that last name because that's a bit crazy. Excuse me. But and I
I
don't
got
think she
somebody
would
that want
want
to
him to
comment.
take her last name.
Yeah, that's an immediate no. That would be an immediate no. Oh,
Yeah,
hey, what's going
I would say
on?
so.
Hey, sis.
She just wanna hate on the last name stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let.
I'm
What
not
you got,
But
hating.
Keith?
does your
I am okay
okay.
with the hyphenated name. And I'm going to say the reason why my name is hyphenated. And I'll
Okay.
tell you why
Okay.
my name is hyphenated. For me, it's more of a legacy. I lost my father when I was 12. He has no
Mm,
males carrying his name.
holy
So
cow.
I kept his name. And then when my
For
son
your
asked for
son,
his name,
correct?
right. So I
That
am a
makes sense.
child that's my oldest child who is a minor. I kept my last name as Allen for his sake as well. So once he turned 18, I can just go to Walker, but I don't want to leave him singled out, so
Right.
I kept that Allen piece because I am still his mother and it
Crazy.
is still a part of me.
But
But
you,
I am
Hmm.
also a Walker because
Absolutely.
I carry two Walker
And
boys as well.
but listen to this.
hmm
She spoke about her
and that was
father,
I mean and that
but she
But
spoke.
in my that's just my situation.
That's her sister, but she spoke about her father. Her father
hmm
got a son. His son name is after him.
No, because he's
okay.
not a junior. He has his mother last name.
But
Then yeah,
but
no.
his first name.
His
All right.
first and middle name is my father,
And
but his last name
then the
is his
oldest
mother.
child that she speak about, she put
See, we
the
talked about the
Michael
last name.
and- but she put the names all in there. How many names do you need to get, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Jameer
son she
name
spoke it
is Jameer Michael Allen.
Jameer Michael
Okay.
Allen.
So he has
He
my
got
father's
his father.
first name as his middle, and he has my father's last name
You see
as
what I'm
our
saying?
last name.
They want the legacy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
the
list.
legacy. And she's talking about,
Okay.
so now in the household, we got the twin boys.
Mhm.
Okay.
So for when there's time when I do stuff for the school board, like when I do stuff for schoolwork, signing stuff or whatever
Man,
for the boys, or when I do stuff for the house, I use Walker. When I do stuff for Jameer, since his last name is Allen, I use the Allen Walker.
sure. Yeah. I
hmm Okay.
dynamics that I never thought about.
So that
I mean,
everybody's situation is different. Everything in this household, all my government documents and everything are Walker. But I have my social still in. I just added the Walker to my social. So when I do stuff school wise and having to prove that I'm his mother, instead of me having just a Walker last name, I still have that Allen for him.
hmm Okay. And
geez,
it all makes sense. It all
it
makes
actually
sense.
does.
Makes sense.
But golly, so
So
ladies, again,
so
let me
when
let
that when Mary gets married
Hmm.
and he's when he marries his wife and his wife takes his last name, your father's legacy is still living on. And I heard that was one of the reasons why the men were this one guy. He had all daughters,
Hmm.
Oh,
and they
that's
hyphenated their last name so that if
So
one
they
of them was
keep
to
their
have
father.
sons, that name will keep going
Exactly.
on.
oh
Yes. It doesn't just end
oh,
with him.
that was dope. Okay, I get you.
So that's
Jesus
why, yeah,
Christ.
because
It makes
Tyson
sense.
and I thought about this when we got married about me hyphenating my name. He's like, "What? No, I'm asking you, but you have to understand,
We
That's why
definitely,
my lineage will stop right there
but
if I don't keep that."
the woman is the only one that has struggling on. Am I gonna take this man's last name? Am I gonna keep mine? Am I hyphenating? They don't have to worry about none of that because they just know that they get to keep theirs.
you got
That's
doggone right.
facts. Like that's look, I'm gonna give
Hey,
y'all.
Eric,
I'm gonna give this to y'all.
Don't
And
look
I'm
at me.
I
saying that,
make so change your
I'm saying
name
that
more.
because this point
And
of
will.
just never hit me. This is something totally out of my realm.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I said I'm like
And
a
I'm just
hypocrite on
thinking,
this.
like, why is it when a woman changes her name, it's always, why is it such a big deal? Why is it such a big deal? So why wouldn't it be such a big deal for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's easy, if you think it's that easy to walk away from, then you should try walking away
It's
from it.
not.
Oh,
You've
It's
never
not.
walked
I
in
did, and I
those
couldn't do
shoes,
it.
so you can't ask me to do something
Yeah.
that you wouldn't do.
We did.
That's how
Exactly.
you should look at things.
But we all took
Absolutely.
different paths. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We all took different paths in life. You know what I'm saying? Men and women. You know what I'm saying? It is a difference taking different paths. You know what I'm saying? Y'all struggle with different things for us, like work relationships. I mean, not work relationships, but like getting a job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Opposed to us, we can go get the same job y'all applied for without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's the police, you know what I'm saying? It's the streets, it's a lot that men deal with different that you know what I'm saying? Like we spoke about the fathers, you know what I'm saying, not having fathers, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of single parents. Y'all raising a lot of young men, I heard. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Them young men coming up with that energy, like they out here. They ain't got no help, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm in the household, well, you taking his last name. Everybody in this camp taking his last name because this is who we gonna be known as. When everybody come look,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't gonna look at no hyphenate. They gonna be like, oh man, that old man come out, he crazy. He got them little badass twins over there.
Because his name is hyphenated?
No, you know what I'm saying? But they gonna know Mr. Walker. Everybody else in the neighborhood gonna be on
Or Walker Allen? Why couldn't he know Walker Allen, Mr. Walker Allen?
because I'm not gonna present myself like that.
Why not? But it's okay for her to do so.
Right.
Yeah.
She got
I
one last name. She ain't got it hyphenated.
hmm.
Go ahead, G. Go ahead,
But
G. Because
if
they
she
trying, y'all
was
trying to corner
to,
me in. They trying to corner me in, G. Go ahead.
asking you
So look,
questions.
I can't blame them for cornering you in because again, it's just different dimensions that I haven't had to. It hasn't been a part of my experience, and just listening to the whys being presented puts a different spin on how I have to actually digest this new information at this point. Right. So if she wanted to keep her last name, I'd be all for it. I'd be okay with it. Um, if the conversation came up, well, I want you to take my last name. I got my bonus babies here, so I'm gonna watch my words. But hell to the no. That's not even something that we're willing to engage in. Even if it was
Why?
her, well,
Wait a
even
minute.
if
Say,
And I
say,
feel,
say,
yeah,
rewind.
yeah.
Rewind.
So if the conversation came down to like, hey, will you take my last name? Hell to the no, right? Because that's not a name that I'm willing to put on. Even if it was her, what's the proper term for it? Huh? Uh,
Well, you
Maiden.
and Choice and White to be great
Even
friends.
yeah, I ain't Charles to my God. But even if it was her maiden name, no, absolutely not, absolutely not.
but why not?
Well, like I said before, and this is
There is no
hypocrite.
good reason why you would not do
No,
so.
no, 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 no. Hear me out. And this is completely hypocritical. And I'm not gonna move off that point because I know it is.
Put me up with Drake.
It,
Go ahead,
it's it-
Phil.
it's because I don't want to lose my identity.
So
Again,
why
it's
should I have to give
hypocritical.
up mine?
Look, it's hypocritical. It's totally hypocritical. And I never thought about this in a traditional sense.
Your
It's
math
the
is not
American
mathing.
way.
Your math
Say it's
ain't
the American
mathing.
way, G.
It's
It's
not.
okay. And again, if we're going back to American ways, let's not do that because America has done what for your black ass?
Mm.
We're not.
What you
We're
said.
not.
So I
So
do
that's
know
why I
though.
go back to it. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm standing on mine because my legacy is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to downgrade my wife or disrespect whatever her people did. Not at all. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to live on my legacy as a man. Like my last name is
And here we
Walker.
go with
Like
that.
so
The gender
here we go.
roles.
So
The
let's go
gender
back.
roles.
Let's So no, let's go to it. This is the whole history of
So let
of
me
the Walkers,
before we
Terrence
move
Walker.
forward, let me just go ahead and say this now. We're going to go over an hour. I just want y'all to know that
We
we
might have
ain't
to do Katt Williams another day because I think we on this one.
because I'm. Go ahead, Dirk. Go ahead, Dirk.
But like my last name Walker. Walker. I got brung in
Uh-huh.
with the Calvin family 3 months in. My father brought me
Uh-huh.
in. 3 months in. You know what I'm saying? Never knew my biological father. Never knew nothing about that background. So all my life I've been
Okay.
running. All my life I've been Calvin, 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 double C's. You know what I'm saying? That's all everybody known to me. Till they find out my last name. Damn, bro, you Walker? Your last name ain't Calvin? Like we always thought you were.
Same thing.
Boom. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about my Walker background. So when I had
Mm-hmm.
my C's, what do you think I want the name? When I married my wife, what do you think I want what our last name to be? You see what I'm saying? So that's where it speak up.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it resonates from me. You know what I'm saying? I never knew nothing about my
Mm-hmm.
biological side.
Well, this is the start
Mm-hmm.
of your legacy.
So this is my legacy as a man. You see what I'm saying? So that's why
And
I
I can
stand
understand
on.
that.
I heard. That's why I say you made valid points because I heard you, but it always resonate
I know.
back
Yeah,
to
you
me.
ain't gotta tell
No,
me,
no,
baby. I'm on this.
no.
I'm I'm gonna have to do a little more reading on this. But what I
But
what
this
I
is
what I
it's
go
my
ahead, Dirk.
background. No, I was
What
just go ahead, Jig. I was just
Yeah,
saying this is my
what I
background.
can say is I ran across a couple earlier on in life, a couple of decades ago, and they were married and they had a weird last name. And I didn't know where their last name came from. And they said, well, the guy said, well, we made it up because she didn't want to take my last name and I wasn't going to take hers. So they made
Mhm.
up a last name and that's what they both went with.
That's nice.
Okay, Josh, and you know women out here doing that too. Women out here proposing. So if I do
Hey,
propose to you, you for damn
that's the
sure
first
taking my
You
trade.
gotta
last
take that
name.
last name, Josh.
Whoever
If she
proposes
do it
If I propose
first,
to you, you definitely taking my last name, and I'm gonna refer to you as Mr. Calvin.
hey, I, that's a fair trade. That's a
so
fair
that's what I'm saying, man. Cause you made some valid
Every day of
points.
your life, that's gonna be. You might as well change it to your first name. You're gonna be Mr. Calvin forever.
right.
But every part of me that spoke to me as a man came back to no. When I spoke about Jameer, when I
But
spoke
that's
about
okay, and I
myself,
can see that,
go
and you
ahead.
using that to change your legacy. Like I can
No,
see
when
why.
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I like your point was super valid, and I understand that completely. But since just playing devil's advocate here, you said you didn't even know that part of your family or that side of your family. If Kiana was at any point like, "Hey, I think your last name should be Allen," you know
It's
her.
that's not
I know
happening.
my legacy. So why you couldn't
I
draw
don't
what
know
you
her.
don't know?
I don't know her legacy.
I don't know yours.
You you know her enough to get married.
So I'm trying to present mine. I'm trying to represent
It was
mine.
virtuous enough for you to ask her
That's
for her hand in
I'm just
marriage.
speaking honest. I'm speaking honest. I'm speaking honest.
I'm
I
gonna
just
tell
know
Okay, go
mine.
ahead. What you said? What you had said?
I was just saying. I spoke. I said I don't know her legacy. When you asked, I say, but I know mine. And as a male coming from my background, and she trying to speak on her father's background as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, us having boys. Even if we had a girl, I want her to have my last name, even though I didn't seen that shit change
Hers
so
is
many
gonna
yeah,
times. You
change.
see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Right,
it's
I
gonna
said that
change.
shit so many times with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
Shania hyphenated her name though.
And so
Oh,
I think
Okay.
at the end of the day,
Because she wanted to keep hers.
yeah,
But I'm just saying. But we are the only.
Because
But
her
we
last name meant something to her. But the crazy thing is, we have to fight tooth and nail for that hyphen. Because we got to deal with your parents. Something. Why you just you what she good enough to marry, but she ain't good enough to take it. We got to deal with all of that.
yeah.
for sure. That's any man.
Different ego.
We gotta pay so much for that hyphen
you do.
beyond just washing your drawers and taking care of your nappy head kids.
You
We
heard
have to
me?
pay for that hyphen.
Yeah,
I
I feel you. I feel
I
you.
I want to fight against what you're saying, but I really can't.
I'm just making my case. That's why I stopped fighting with her. You hear me? I had to start making my case because, like,
Discussion.
even with Chanel, like, you know what I'm saying. So Chanel was the next walker. I was the first walker. Chanel was the
Mhm.
next walker.
Yeah,
So it was
Mhm.
important for her, like you speaking about women. It was important for her to keep that. So you see
Mhm.
Chanel Walker Phillips. You know what I'm saying?
and
Mhm.
I think that's the best compromise is the actual hyphen.
It was.
Truth be told,
I'm
Y'all both
hearing you.
can
I'm hearing
hyphenate
you.
though. Y'all change.
Too old.
what,
Teach
what
old
do you
dog
mean?
some tricks.
Not this one. I'm a
That part.
junkyard dog. I only know I'm a junkyard dog. I only know one way.
I think my happy medium right now for the time being is
Nah,
hyphenate.
this was a great conversation. This was a great conversation.
Yeah, this caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for this
It
one.
did. Me neither.
I gotta be
I'm
honest.
I'm just saying, like now, as we're gaining more power in the household because, like I said, we're bringing in just as much as the guy is.
Correct.
Why should you not take her last name? Because that's the only reason why we was taking y'all this whole time.
I don't disagree with that point at all. I really don't.
Wait a
I
That
minute.
really don't.
woman had to take your last name because your daddy, because your husband came to her daddy with the fattest cow. That's the only reason why she took your last name.
And this is it
Thank
for
you,
me.
cuz. Thank you, cuz. We
I
can't
can't
get
get
past tradition.
I can't get past tradition. It's really a sticking point for me right now.
Thank you, cuz.
It really, really is. It's a
But you
sticking.
can't say you can't get past tradition because tradition is women being in the household and now we out in the field. You got to get past tradition.
You
Yeah,
still, you still, you
You got
still.
there is.
to. You can't say you can't get past tradition.
No, I ain't saying I'm getting past,
Hey,
but you still
evolution
portraying
is
them
hard.
roles. You still doing them roles in the household.
We can vote, damn
But
it.
I'm outside the house. Back
We
then, you
can
couldn't go
vote.
outside the house. I'm outside
Listen,
the house. But
Bonus. Can we say bonus for the one time? You
tell
see
you
what I'm
something.
saying?
From these
You
people,
see what I'm saying?
from these people.
I'm just saying, bonus. So you
Remind me to
doing
chin
what you
check you when I
doing
see you, bro.
back then, still doing
Right.
it.
But you,
I'm,
evolution is hard,
I'm
and
sorry.
right.
it takes change. It
Yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
does.
Because if we like tradition, like if we stuck with tradition and did everything that tradition was do, we'd still be in chains.
Correct. I get you. No,
Yeah.
We've definitely taken our shackles on ways, and some men, like I said, the gender roles have been reversed. There are definitely a lot of stay-at-home dads and moms
it was
out there.
it was niggers fighting. They just didn't make it past the gun line. You know what I'm saying? But
Damn, not the gun line, cause
my bad.
Mm.
that's hilarious.
I
That's
just
hilarious.
seen that. I
So
just
I'm
watched
just
that.
saying, like tradition at this point, yes, there's great things in tradition, and there's not some great things in tradition. But
Right.
why is sticking with one thing always the right way, always the right way?
And it's not. And the reason why I, I'm 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 having a hard time with this is because I read the freaking definition of how surnames came into being, and that's an
Hmm.
issue. It's a
And we
sticking.
discussed that earlier.
Yeah, it's a real sticking point, and the bond between a husband and wife isn't to be minimized to simple property ownership. That's a disingenuous movement of a marriage between a man and a woman.
Now what I'm doing.
You
I
know,
mean, what would change in a marriage if you were to take her last name? What you think would
honestly,
change?
nothing, because I probably forget about it.
I honestly don't think about it until I have to sign my name on something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
you
interaction.
goddamn
That's
right
somebody.
there. That's when it's gonna come into play.
Yeah,
Wait a
but the
minute.
interaction between her and
They gonna be
I,
like, hold on,
Chiefs all
sir.
day.
That's
Let's go, Chiefs. But the interaction,
hey T.
Stay
Hey T.
focused,
Stop
Terrell.
that.
My God.
the
Stop that
interaction,
T.
the
Stay
interaction,
focused. He is all over the place.
and it kind of comes down to Romeo and Juliet. You know, when they're talking about a rose, and then it's described as what's in the name, right? But also, words have power. Life and death are held in the balance
Because
of the
a
tongue.
rose is a what? A flower, and it's still the same thing.
it is, but that's golly. I'm gonna have to think about this for the next few days. I'm finna go find some
Terrell.
books. on this.
So let's ask Terrell since he did
I'ma
that
just sleep
outlandish
on it.
outburst. Terrell, would
Not
you?
outlandish. It wasn't that bad of an outburst, but
It
we
wasn't.
gonna have
It
them to
wasn't.
stay
I just.
focused.
It wasn't. I just. That was the first word that came to my mind. I apologize. But T, hey, would you take your wife's last name? We just put it out there like that and see his reactions, comments, or whatever. But I agree with you, Wanda.
I definitely,
I agree with
I would
Tiana.
honestly,
I agree with
I would honestly,
Jig.
yes, babe, I would take your last name. Just as he should be flattered that I took his last name because I have a hell of a last name. You know what I'm saying? So, and like, legit thinking about it, like, my family is like, is a bigger part of family in his life as it is in mine at this point. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So,
but
like
there is
my family plays a way like not a way bigger role, but they play just the biggest role as his ego.
yeah, but that's your family too, though. But I get what you're saying. But there is something to be said in last names because we do identify power with the association of last names. Because as soon as you say Rockefeller, as soon as you say Clinton, right? As soon as you say Morgan,
I'm gonna
either it
speak.
be J.P. Morgan Chase or anything otherwise. Uh,
I thought Morgan Freeman, but that's not his last name.
but see, I know, right? But it's still, there's still power in that last name. There's a recognition
I
in
simply limit.
it.
So Jig, I'm gonna tell you like this. It was my birthday. What? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? It was on my birthday that my uncle A.B. Walker passed from my biological side.
Right,
You see
that's
what I'm
relevant.
saying? He was the only one besides, well, actually, he wasn't the only one. My grandparents from that side reached out to me as well. You know what I'm saying? But I was a young guy. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I can only go where I can go. You know what I'm saying? Based
Hmm.
on my guidance. You know what I'm saying? And but my uncle Albert, that they called him A. My uncle Albert was the only one that really reached out to me. You know what I'm saying? Really came through the neighborhood and rock with me. You know what I'm saying? When I was a young cat. You know what I'm saying? So after he passed, it was on my birthday. They was having his funeral that weekend on my birthday. Uh, his
Hmm.
daughter reached out to me. So since then, I've been bumping into Cuz at the YMCA. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? With since then, it's been. I say since then, it's been like 2 years. Y'all both told me to reach out to that
Yeah.
side of the family. You know what I'm saying? As well as my wife. Y'all, everybody in this room told me to reach out to that side to see what's. You know what I'm saying? What's up? You know what I'm saying? But
Yourself
I have
Hmm.
options.
yet to do. Go ahead. What you got
No,
to say, Jay?
I was just saying when it came to that, I was just like, give yourself options. Yeah, like why not? Absolutely reach out to them.
I'm not. I just ain't. You see what I'm saying? I haven't. Nothing really stopping me. Nothing really stopping me. It's just me stopping me. You know what I'm saying? But hearing like I say, I don't know if it's my character or you know what I'm saying, but
I'm like,
it's
is
not a
it?
character. But my family, all I know is family wise is been Brookfield and Cal.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
Adonis,
told my wife,
please
I told my wife that was my New Year's resolution. I'm a laid back guy. I
come
procrastinate.
get him.
So I'm not gonna procrastinate this year. This the year of me doing everything I need to do. I'm
Doing
gonna
that Cat
push
Williams.
forward,
Hmm.
meet the right. It's all out there. I need the truth. You see what I'm saying? I need the truth. You know what I'm saying? I need to know why my behavior like this, why I do this, why you know what I'm saying? Because certain aspects in my household where I grew up, that shit wasn't displayed.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm saying? So I need to know where certain activities and certain. So I'm gonna reach out.
yeah.
2024,
You would
everything and
There you
should, and
get
I
go.
brought to the
in
light.
that moment too. I think that's important. I think it's really
And then
important.
you'll see why it was very important for you. It was why it was important for you to keep your last name. Because
Hey,
I
I ain't
think it'll
gonna
be
leave you
easier
out,
for you
Auntie.
if you.
Man,
Wait, we just took a loss, you know what I'm saying? We took a loss, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna leave Auntie out. We took a loss in the family this week, you know what I'm saying? But
Sorry to hear that.
Condolences.
y'all, yeah, we took a loss this week, a big loss, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't forgot about us, Auntie, you know what I'm saying? The Hudson family always held me down. I'm still right here on Montrose, right across the from
Don't
Caroline,
dox
right
yourself.
here.
Don't dox
Huh?
yourself. You got kids, man. You got a wife and kids to protect. Don't be telling
Mm,
people where you are. You don't know how many crazy people gonna come across this and be like, "Oh, that's my family too. I'm finna go move in."
Shit. I
we don't
feel
need
sorry
none of
for
that.
cursing on y'all show.
Like,
Oh,
Girl, we
my
don't
bad.
get paid for this. You good.
Oh,
Man, you
we know
can't.
who. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? We know who. Anything after that, I'm sicking the dog on you.
So
Right.
I guess we
So
got a
as
few
far
minutes.
as
Go ahead, Juan.
yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
y'all not but and y'all still on not taking your future wife's last name, but it's okay for her to take yours. Is that where we at still with this conversation?
No, I've moved
With
my mark.
all
Me, I
I've
am.
moved my marker since the beginning of this
yeah,
discussion,
not.
Kiana, just
No,
hit
you
him.
no,
Hey,
and
Just
you're
hit him.
not.
I spoke
this
about
is
your son. I spoke about our son. I spoke
I
about
got
me.
your answer from earlier, Terrell,
But
and
you're okay with
I
being your
disagree.
hyphenate, so you still not. You're not on there. You
But this is
wrong.
where I am with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good
hy-
guy.
either hyphenated or don't take mine, and I'm okay with either one of those. But that third option of me doing that, no, not today, Satan. I
Please
just
tell me.
can't get past it. I can't, and I doubt at this age. I doubt I ever will.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm,
Just being
mm,
honest about it.
When my boys come up, and I don't know if it's teaching bad behavior, but explain to them like this is what we do as males. You know what I'm saying? Tradition. I'm gonna teach you tradition. 'Cause that's what we was taught. You know what I'm saying? All the men in the family going through, they honor their women. They honor their wives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey Swift, this is but that's kind of like what we were saying. The hyphenated deal is okay. Or don't
That
take
is
mine.
crazy to me though. That's crazy. That's
It
crazy to
might be,
me. Because if I'm bringing just as much to the
Talk
table
to
as
them, bro.
you, if
but
we if
but
That
that's
that's
not who
that's
what one.
one.
If I ask you to take my last name, that's
Elaborate,
definitely
Nick.
what I want you to
Elaborate,
do.
Nick.
If
Please
that's
elaborate.
not
here, Nick,
Go ahead, Juan. I'm sorry.
I'll put the link back in the comments
which
for
is
you.
which is crazy to me. Like it is okay for us to go through all the stuff we have to go through
Hmm.
and then still have to take your name as your possession.
But let me say this also, and this might not factor into the conversation directly, but in a roundabout way it does, because I don't think that men and women are equal, and we shouldn't be, and
Thank
we
you.
can't be, right?
Thank you.
There
What her
there
call
are
it?
there are features of greatness that women can attain and get to that men will never be able to see or even imagine.
mhm.
The example of that is men having children. Anybody who thinks that men are supposed to have children, you need to go get yourself checked out. And this includes that community who think that that's okay.
Right. Y'all can't
That's
have
not a
children.
thing.
I can't take out trash. We equal.
So you
Okay, what you said.
so
Take
so
out the trash.
you can't take out the trash, but you washing the dishes. That's tradition. That's what I'm getting back to. That's what I'm saying. So you
But my
want to?
husband also washes dishes. He can
I,
load
I
that
do too.
dishwasher
I
just as
do as
good as I
well.
can.
I do as well. But you are still doing much more in the house inside the household. So
Which
I'm
is
saying
why you should take my last fucking name.
Oh my
you ain't
God.
pumping gas. You ain't changing oil. You ain't
You ain't pushing out no baby. You ain't building that baby
correct.
inside of you.
Hold
Correct.
it.
No, I
Not
put
two
that
of
sucker
them at
there.
that.
You heard me. You ain't put that sucker there
You
unless you
would
went to
die
the doctor.
in the
You see
first
what I'm
five
saying?
minutes if you had to endure anything like that. So you should take
I,
my name.
I'm not set up for that. That's what I'm telling y'all. I'm not set up for that.
Y'all literally cry when y'all constipated. There is no way you can bring life into
So
this world.
so
Well, but I
y'all
also
asking me things
don't
that I'm
see
not set up
women.
to. I'm not designed. That's not what I'm designed for.
Yeah, I also don't see women like
Exactly. So
working on oil rigs or deep diving into sewage trenches, right?
I
but we
understand.
do.
and there's a
That's
reason,
the
like
stuff that daddy did. You know what I'm saying? Their daddy was
we're
in the or
built
they mom went in the oil rig.
Yeah.
Yes, I
we're
do.
built to do and perform specific things as men and women, and so we're never going to be equal. There are
Correct.
things that women do better than men, and there are things that men do better than women because that's how we're created, and it's
So
a
which makes it
balance.
equal.
It it doesn't make it equal.
And balance is what? Balance equals equal.
No, not at all. Because 80-20 is
Oh
a
my god. If
balance.
it's balanced,
70-30
which
is a balance.
Yeah,
no,
shitted
that's
on me. Y'all shitted on me when we had that podcast about that balance in the household. Y'all said somebody always does more than the other person.
Yeah,
somebody is
That's what
always
y'all
doing more in
told
the
yeah,
me. And
household.
I said,
absolutely.
no, it was a 50-50
It's never
realm
50.
in the household, especially when you get married. What? It ain't
It's
50-50?
never 50-50. It can never be 50-50.
It, but it don't ever balance out.
Well, let me take that back. Let me not
Never
say it
balance
can
it
never
out.
be
You
50-50
do more,
because there might be days where it is
or
50-50,
I
but
do
I
more.
guarantee
That's what
you,
I'm asking. So go
I
ahead,
guarantee
James. I'm
you,
sorry.
because we don't experience we're not going through our ladies' day, right? And our ladies ain't going through our days. So there are days where you will walk in the house where your day wasn't as stressful, it wasn't as hard. So you can take on more things that day than what your lady can, and then vice versa. But that's a balance.
Hmm.
Word,
That's a balance. But
word.
that's not 50-50.
Yeah, with a migraine yesterday. I couldn't do nothing
Oh,
but come home and go to bed. My
Right.
daughter had cheer practice. My husband got up, took her to cheer practice,
so
stayed with her to cheer practice, and brought her home. There was no
I mean,
way I could give any more than what I
right.
gave yesterday.
That's the
okay.
balance. You
Okay,
did
cool.
that Monday. He did that Monday. He took the kids. You got some rest. Tuesday, you took the kids, and I got some rest. Balance. That's what I'm resonating with.
Yeah,
Y'all shut that whole situation down talking about somebody always does more. And I said
Well,
correct, but it's a balance.
in
And then
that
you just
situation, yes, it was balanced. But
no, but you were
there
saying
are
50.
times,
that's the household.
But it's
No, but
not
you were
all in
saying it's
everybody's
50-50.
household. It don't work like
I
that.
ain't talking about everybody's household.
Saying
I'm
you're
talking about I'm talking about majority. I'm talking about majority of the households.
Yeah,
That's the balance.
but you were saying it's 50-50. And
That's
and I'm saying a balance
right.
doesn't always have to look like 50-50.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's not
as long as
50-50.
it equals 100.
If you do that Monday and I do it Tuesday, how is that not 50-50?
And this
Because
is
that
all we
day,
were saying. Somebody always does a little more than the
yeah,
other person.
somebody does a little more, somebody does a little less.
Monday, Tuesday,
That's the balance.
7 days out the week. You see what I'm
But it's
saying?
it's not a 50-50 thing.
Mhm.
Just because it's balanced doesn't mean it's 50-50.
Okay, but back
Wait
back
a
to what
minute.
we were talking about though.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
All right,
ahead.
my bad.
No, getting us back on
'Cause we went back in
subject
time.
of
We went back
taking
to
the
2020.
last name. Yes. Taking the man taking a woman's last name. There are, like we discussed, there are valid reasons a man would do so. And there are traditional reasons that some guys will not.
Yeah.
That the
Yeah.
balance in the household that we already understand.
Okay.
Well, and I got what
Right.
you're saying, but
You know you to bail
yeah,
me out of jail. I done had to do this and that. But I'm just saying the balance in the household. That's what I'm
sure,
saying.
sure,
It's
but
50-50.
but
It's
you still on
it's
that 50.
understanding. It's
I was
understanding.
talking I was talking to
Oh,
Wanda's point. I was just talking to Wanda's point because
my bad.
if anybody outside of a billionaire that marries a Kardashian, their name is more valuable than the person that's being
Hmm.
attached. And generally speaking, the person that's attached to them, before they go crazy, they're going to come stumble upon a little more wealth because of that name.
Yep. They're gonna have
Now,
more exposure because of that name.
yeah, and I'm not saying that the name didn't come from a dude, but what I am saying is if you're marrying the woman, you're taking on the value of the woman's last name and not your last
I mean,
name.
but even Kim Kardashian, she when she was married to Ye, she did hyphenate her name. She was Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
West.
And I think that's the even balance.
But I think the one that just married Travis Barker, she just took his last name. So, but it's Travis Barker. So they named
Cause she
both.
the real one. She
Oh
the
yeah.
real one. She ain't the one Katt Williams talking about. She the real one.
Hey,
Oh Lord. Not the
The
light
other
skinned funny
ones, the
face.
other ones, you done heard about them in the media for like scrutiny and yeah, you done heard about all of them. Except for that one. She's the mother. She's the you know what I'm saying? She's the right.
hey, let's.
That's why you ain't heard none. Boy, don't get me on my Cat Williams spiel.
Hey, we might have to circle back around to this, Wanda, because you've got me in a bit of an issue with myself
She did.
about this. That's the honest to
She
God.
did.
I am.
But
I really got to search the stars to figure
yeah, she
out where
did.
I'm going to land on planet Earth when it comes to this topic.
She had me thinking. She
That's
had
rough.
my oh man, my head was spinning. But I still came back and resonated with what I stood on at the beginning. And
Mm,
Jay did too.
and
Yeah,
that's fine. But y'all should also understand that the men that are out here taking their women's last, it does not make them less of a man in their relationship. Because I'm sure he's
I
still
agree.
getting the same respect
I agree.
So
that he's probably getting more
so
respect.
I don't
say
know if I
something.
give him that part, but what I will agree with you on is he does deserve the absolute same respect, especially when I'm listening to and I'm thinking through the different dimensions that y'all got to move through because y'all are giving away who y'all are and taking on something else. That's a lot.
Jig, whose side you on?
Ah,
The side of righteousness. What are you saying?
that's
Hey,
the honest to God
get
truth.
on
I'm on the
the
side of
right side of the fence, Jig.
and
Cat,
the
cat
honest
told
so,
you
so
it's on the God side and the other side.
And
history
Jig is
is
talking
going
about
to history is going to end up spelling out the winner, but at this point, as I move through where I am, like I'm a middle child, so I got to land in the middle. Being hyphenated is the best way to be, but if I have to pick a direct side, I got to go to
you,
Wanda's side because
you talking, Jig. I'm done
I
talking.
wasn't I wasn't able to get a
I'm put the mic all the
just
way over here.
board moved in the opposite direction because
You
everything
talking
she said was
I'm
flat
gonna let
out
you talk, Jig.
okay, I
it was
thought
flat out relevant. I can't combat anything that she said, any point that she said. It's absolutely true.
She has some valid points.
Yeah.
But
And
we
if
got some valid points too, Jig. Stand up.
sure,
Put your
well,
chest out, bro.
no, but our valid points are simply on the side of tradition. It's not on
That's
the side of
it.
revolution.
Correct, correct.
It's not on the side of evolution or
No,
progression. It's
no. I spoke about tradition and I spoke about me as a man. I spoke about my 13-year-old as a you know what I'm saying, coming into
Yeah.
manhood. Them
man,
all factors, bro. That's why I'm not on the fence. I'm standing where I'm standing.
I can't. I
Hmm.
I
can't.
heard I heard you. And I spoke about my daughter, you know what I'm saying, keeping that
Yeah, and
last
she
name.
hyphenated her. Right. She kept hers.
She
Yeah,
did. She agreed with the with your system.
yeah.
She agreed with your system.
I'm
But
on
she
hyphenated.
kept daddy relevant. Just like my queen was saying. She kept her father relevant. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's so many names and keeping that lineage, it's still not the
I
father. It's not the father. You see what I'm saying? So we removing the father from from our systems.
we're removing a father.
Hey,
That's what
father, your
happens.
father's still
A
there.
father, right? So
I
if a
mean,
man takes
wait
if
a
a
minute,
man
whoa,
takes
no, no. So
if a man
let's go
takes a
back to
woman's
it.
last name, he's still falling under a father.
Wanda took her father name.
Listen to what I'm
It
saying,
was
cuz.
given to me.
Make
Talk
sense.
to me.
I'm gonna
Talk
make
to
it
me.
make sense. If you take your wife's last name, her
Uh-huh.
maiden name comes from her dad. So you're still falling under a father, right?
So that's what I'm saying to the women. You
Yeah,
are still
yeah, not, yeah,
that's what
I
I'm saying to the women. Y'all are still falling under a father. When
sure,
y'all choose to
But
move
it's
on
not
y'all
our
lineage. So
father.
why
but
not take on
We might not like y'all dad.
It's
moving
not.
that just a little
It's
bit
not
further.
our father.
it's
Yeah,
not about my daddy. It's
yeah,
about
but
you choosing your daddy in the situation. The women are choosing
But
their
you
daddy
just
in the
said that
situation.
it was.
No,
but
the women are choosing that. Go ahead, Jig.
let's
Go
move the
ahead.
goalposts a little bit, right? because again, and this is where I'm hypocritical, and I understand it, and I'm being honest about it, because I'm not
Mhm.
willing to take on a maiden name from another man, but I'm going to ask someone else to do this for me. That's a hypocritical thing.
This
Regardless of how I want to justify it, or my reasons behind it, at the end of the
life,
day, it's still hypocritical. That's the honest truth.
life ain't fair.
Huh? I'm not finna, because I'm
Life ain't fair. I did say I was gonna shut up. Let me zip it up.
Oh my God, it's about the bloodline.
right.
Yeah, but what makes your bloodline better than mine? Because you're a man.
That's what y'all stuck on. So y'all come to us and y'all
Who
say we
told you
no no
that?
y'all come to us and say we egotistical for not taking on y'all
Exactly,
last
because my
name.
tree still has my father roots. So if I wanted to keep my last name,
I don't want no other man in my household.
Right.
I'm
That's
not
what
a
it is.
man. I got my daddy's name.
You not a man, but you
That's
bringing another man into my household.
our
Y'all
household.
not listening. Y'all not. You know what I'm saying? I listened to you
That's
all night, but y'all
that's
not resonating with what we
And you
saying.
continue to.
yeah, that's what it is, because that's how you that's the definition of it. And it might be an egotistical point. I got it. But
How?
it's still a truth. I don't want no other man in my household,
Oh my God.
What you mean you don't want another man in your household? Your daddy in your household, because that's where you got your name from.
but I'm a
No, that's
representative.
no, no, no,
Okay, so
no,
if
no,
we if
no,
we gonna
no,
go here,
no.
If we're
if
going
this is
to
where we
say,
going, hold
you're
on.
saying that my father's name is another man in the household, your name came from your father. That's another man in the
But my
household.
representation of a man in that household is coming from me, not
Me.
my father.
It's coming from me because
But
I
the but
own
the
this name.
representation in the household shouldn't just come from you, because if we're one, it comes from us.
Okay,
But
so
But
my
if
father.
we real quick,
Go ahead,
real quick
go
on
ahead,
this
yeah,
go ahead,
comment, if
go
this
ahead.
is where we going with this conversation, let me ask you this: how many men out there are protecting, producing, and providing, and women are definitely taking on those roles? Let's talk about that. If this is where we going with this conversation, let's talk about
Like,
right.
responsibility. How many
a,
men out
a
here being
ton,
responsible for their family? Let's
a
talk about
ton,
this. No.
a
How many
ton,
men out here being responsible for their families?
a,
Let's talk
a
about that.
ton.
No, there's not a
We are.
ton. It's
No,
not.
I'm listening
It's
to
not.
it.
It's not.
We are. We are not the same. We are not the same. So a lot of men coming up nowadays are not whooping their kids. You see what I'm saying?
I
We
don't
got whooped coming up at kids. A lot of men
Mm-hmm.
are not taking the same routes that their fathers took because they won in the household. That's what I'm speaking on. So when we not doing the same
I know
thing that
plenty of husbands
them
that ain't
do,
doing it either.
but when we not doing the same thing that them gentlemen are,
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the comment.
no, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to keep on thought. When we not doing
Mm-hmm.
the same thing that them gentlemen did, and we representing ourselves in the household as this entity, as this man,
Uh-huh.
that's what we want to represent. So when I come to my woman, my wife, my woman at the time, and I say, I want you to be my wife. I want to honor you, my household, my everything. This is what I'm coming at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming representing me as a man. I'm not
yeah,
representing your
yeah.
father. I'm not representing the your ancestry or none of that. I'm representing me as a man.
I'm
That's
picking
what
up
it
what
But a
is when
woman
I
is
come to
carrying
you.
all of that. The woman is
Correct.
carrying all of that. We're representing our fathers, our mothers. I mean, we're representing all of that.
no,
Correct.
but Dirk's point, like I'm picking up what he putting down because right again, like the truth is like Kiana was saying, us bringing our names into the household, we are bringing another man, but we've worked to establish our own person. Not saying, because I know what the comment's about to be, I am not
This is the
saying that
household. This is the
women have
household.
not
I'm
done the
talking
same.
about this household, not
And we're talking about being the head of our households. That's what we're talking about.
correct.
So
So
because you got my last name, you still can't be the head of the household?
that's how it depends on how y'all file on taxes.
The
You
math
know,
ain't mathing. It ain't
but what
mathing.
I'm saying is
It ain't
what
mathing.
again, like, and I'm Wanda, I can't even disagree with that my math ain't math
He not this.
because my stance is horribly hypocritical. Again, I'm literally in real time experiencing cognitive dissonance because I don't know how to weigh this out in an even keel because I have leaned on I've erred on the side of tradition for so long. I've never thought about this in 43 years until today to where we
Today.
like this conversation that we having right now. This has never been a thing in my atmosphere, in my universe.
Right.
So hypocritically speaking, let me let me preface everything with that.
Because I'm
Let
with
me
you, Jig. I stuck on tradition, but going through my personal experience, you know what I'm saying? It still got me on the same board. So that's why I'm saying. Go ahead, Jig.
yeah, so I golly, it's hard. It's hard for me
That's a lot. Yeah.
to give a direct answer. Um, and I'll be honest again, there is a movement of ego, there is a movement of pride, there is a movement of ultra masculinity that I'm thinking about when it comes to this. And I'm not willing to move those pieces of myself out of the way directly. I'm not. And it's because of where I am in my life. Now, if I and I will work through this, right, progressively, because you either evolve or you die. And
Y'all
I'm not
literally looking at it as a sign of weakness when in
no,
all in
it's
all
No,
not
it's
weakness,
strength
girl. It ain't.
because
It ain't.
you're
Jig just hit on it. He said
Not a
pride.
sign of weakness. It really isn't. It
So
really isn't.
who
Like
pride is
what you
it when
yeah.
go ahead, Jig. I'm sorry, I mean cut you off. He's talking about pride.
No, Wanda, Wanda, this is a point of evolution. It really is. And evolution takes change, and change is hard, right? And I don't think anybody
right.
else is having this exact conversation. But it's gonna take time to get there. It really
Me.
is. It's gonna take time.
And I don't think it's gonna take as much time as y'all think it is because from what I was hearing today when I heard about this topic and when I thought I was like, oh, this would be a good, to bring up to the guys. When I heard about it, there were a lot of guys that was like, hey, my daddy wasn't shit. My white family is the bomb. I'm taking her last name.
Mm, okay. I I'm gonna really have to take 4 steps
Huh?
back, take a deep breath, and think about this.
Huh?
So how is it a sign of strength when I have to measure myself versus other males in the jungle? You might have to come up and explain that.
Dang, bro, you
Okay, so
can't.
I would literally say this to that. Why you got to be like everybody in the damn jungle? There's tons of animals in the jungle, and nobody's telling them who's the alpha and who's not the alpha. Antelope, a doggone jaguar ain't telling a bird that he the alpha. Nothing. I mean, why do you have to compare yourself to any? Why are you comparing yourself? Why are you worried about everybody's perception? Because what matters is your household, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
What
but the
I
matters
don't
is your
jungle.
household and what the people in your circle think. And it didn't even
I
matter what the
don't
people in your circle think. Are you comfortable with you enough to take my last name?
But the jungle can be your surrounding, not just your
That's
people. It can
exactly
be
what it
your
is. That's what I'm
it could be
saying.
it can be your environment.
But why
So it
does
can be
that
like
even matter?
jeez.
Why
because you
does that
have to
even matter?
because you
Well,
going we know
because
you. I know
Why
I'm gonna
does
put
it
you in
matter
that
what the
circle.
other people in the jungle? Go be a fucking mermaid then if you're worried about the jungle. Okay?
No,
of water.
it's about the circumstances. You can't
Why
put your
does that
people.
matter? Does your wife love you? Do your kids love you and respect you? That's
Correct,
all
correct,
that
correct,
matters.
correct.
All that other stuff out there
Okay,
don't
okay.
even matter. And that is the
So
problem with society.
Yes and no.
now you
That
saying
is the
all that lovey
problem.
dovey. Okay, you saying all that lovey dovey stuff, but when the burglary take place in
Oh,
the household, I'm gonna be
There
the
you
one that
go.
go down there, not you. You see what I'm saying?
You said what
So that's
now?
when if a burglary or any type of situation take place in the household, I'm gonna be the one to go down there. You not gonna go down there.
If you ain't here, I'm going
Are you
down there.
sure? Are you sure? Are you
Okay.
so
sure?
let's
Because
take a
I'm
step
a I'm
back.
a
And,
I'm a light
Okay.
sleeper. My husband is not.
yeah,
I'm up
but
before
Yeah.
let's
him. I'm like, hey, did you hear that?
She's
Clock,
the light
clock.
sleeper. I'm not.
think
But
I think there's a huge misconception when it comes to this. When men talk about being protective, it's literally to the death. It's not just a simple point in time of a quick fending off and
This is
trying
all
to.
I'm saying right here. We are definitely not holding in the same roles that our
I
grandmothers
got,
and our mothers have. We are not on that same role.
but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, there is a difference between men's intentions and women's intentions when we actually go to war, and there's combative people in front of us. We are we Our nature is to fight. Our nature is to battle. Our nature is to be in fisticuffs, right? Y'all, that's a learned behavior. Like kind of speaking for women, it's a learned behavior. That's why this whole misnomer of women being masculine has been thrown out there, which is a BS term, right? And I despise it. It's a learned behavior for you
Mm-hmm.
all to take on the mantle of a man. That this is our physical makeup, is to fight, is to be combative, because that's how we settle things, right?
Defend.
Yeah. So we St. Louis women are a different breed. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna throw that out
Bruh, in real life,
there
in
in real
real life,
in real life. But what I'm saying is, so when we men are faced with a combative, our initial impact is to maim, disrupt, or kill, not to simply stop. It's to
Protect.
kill.
No, it's all a protective thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all protective. End of the day.
What you got?
Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna say this: if we out and some dudes jump on my husband, he probably gonna be mad at me later. But I'm jumping in too.
Yeah, no, you
And
can't do
I'm
that too.
gonna maim and
No,
fight the bullshit. If somebody
no,
is
that's
jumping
true.
my
That's
man,
right.
I'm gonna protect him by any I gotta do
But you can't,
to make sure that
listen,
he make it home. I don't give a damn about
ladies,
none of that. I don't.
ladies,
I don't. I don't.
like like
And I
like Mike
ain't.
Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face, right? Ladies,
I
y'all are
mean,
not
that's
built.
cool.
Y'all are not built.
I don't care.
Good idea at the time.
We
Y'all are not
we both
built,
gonna be walking around.
especially especially like, first off, let me say this: like Martell can handle himself. That's
If somebody's jumping, and very well be, but if it's more than one, that I'm coming too.
sure, and
I'm
I
coming
got
too.
I got that. But what I would tell you is, from a perspective of a man, I would rather you move off to the side and call for help, call the cops, call cousins, call family, other men, than to jump in this, because now I can't.
I ain't got time for none
I'm
of
not
that.
simply.
I'm gonna
I'm
smack
not,
you like you ain't gonna try to take my last name. You heard
yeah,
me?
because now I have a different movement that I got to fight for. And whereas,
Don't look at me like
at
that.
one point in the fight, I could be like, they jumping me, I can get my ass kicked. Now somebody done put his hands on my woman. Now we have to die. That's the difference. That's the elevation. It's literally the elevation.
So I'm
Somebody
gonna
got
die, or you gonna take my
Thank you,
last name,
Pastor
Wanda?
Glass. But
My
with that
God.
being said, if somebody,
Go, Pastor.
if even if we out and if it's, like this has literally happened before, y'all get into a fight, we definitely jumping in. Point. This has
oh yeah,
happened
We've been
yeah,
there.
before.
We've been there. We've been there. Yeah.
yeah,
We've
we've
been
been
there. We've been in this.
there. Oh, for sure.
We. I'm so why if I can do that for y'all, you don't think I'm gonna do that for my man,
Oh, I hope, yeah, like,
for
No,
my husband at
two
that.
steps back and not
but
try
I'm
to
just
take his
saying,
part.
it's still protecting the household. And
Yeah,
outside of that, even if you a light sleeper, you gonna nudge that nigga. You gonna be like, babe,
get up.
Where your hands
you
at?
gonna push this. You right. You gonna push him
Nothing
hard
else to
as hell.
drink.
Like something ain't right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and he's got fingers to point at that time, like, hey, I'm finna go do this. What I need you to do is go get the kids. Y'all go here, y'all go there, y'all do this, y'all do that. While I go down here and I take care of this and I figure out what's going on. Give me a second, let me go handle this, and then I'll be back up there to you.
You is alarm system. That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all 50
Yeah.
50. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, 50-50 again.
You a light
Take
sleeper.
it. Mario, you
This
want to come up on this
this
real quick?
this a household.
You want
I
to
sleep hard.
use the bathroom
I'm
real quick?
when I go up and lay down, I
Oh
don't
Lord.
snore, but I drool. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
we at an hour 25. Let's
I
wrap
know.
this.
All right.
Give me a second. I'll be right back before we wrap up.
But it's
Oh my
factual
god!
though. You know, it's factual though.
But But if I can do all of this, if I can have your back, I can have your kids, I can take care of your household, I can go to work and still do
Right,
all of those things above, but
right.
you can't take my last name.
You can.
Why would I do that when I'm doing the same thing?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but you
Only
How?
thing I can, yeah, y'all keep bringing this baby up. I can't have, as a man, I can't have a baby. So let's kill that notion right there, first and foremost. Let's kill that notion. I can't have a baby.
It's not,
I can't, I can't nurture the baby the same way y'all saying. I can't nurture a
which
daughter the
means
same
you should be
way.
able to take my last name.
No, I can't nurture a daughter the same way y'all can, but I can do for a son. So if I have a son, I want him to have my last name.
Why?
Not just a son, I want my child to have my last name because
But
right.
why does it
You can't nurture that
matter?
little girl, right?
yeah, I can nurture that
Why?
little girl. You know I know how to braid.
So if you can nurture the little girl, why you can't nurture the little boy?
Man, that's what I'm saying.
No, but you said you could nurture him, but you
No,
can teach him how to be a man.
I said I could teach him how to be a man. It's certain so that's what I'm saying. So y'all coming at me with elements where I gave birth to a child. Okay, you gave birth to a boy. Y'all can get that boy that element or his, you know what I'm saying, what he needs to be as a man out here.
No, I can't.
So that's what I'm saying to y'all.
So
So
my last
that's what
name
I'm
make him
saying.
less of a
So
man is what we're back to.
no, see, y'all keep bringing variables in. You know what I'm saying? Every time I say something, y'all come back with something
No, I'm
that's
just saying.
what?
I'm just saying. So just because I'm not a man, my last name don't carry weight, is what you're saying.
Not at all.
Mm.
That ain't that what I said. I said as a man coming into the situation, you know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, with my background, with knowing my son's background.
Yeah, yeah, you have a different dynamic, and which I like. I said I get it, but at the same time,
Uh-huh.
even like you said with the hyphenation, if you were even to hyphenate your last name with your wife's last name, would that make you even less any more less of a man? No, it would not. You're still going to be the
No, I
same
wouldn't.
individual, like it is when we take y'all last name. It's all I'm saying.
I agree with you. I like I told you, I didn't disagree with nothing you said because I was just on the fact of where I was. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was.
It's tradition, and that's the only way you're sticking to where
Not
you at
just
because of
not
tradition.
so I brung up tradition first. So tradition was the first thing I brung up,
Yeah,
like getting married. Like
right,
tradition is the first thing. But then when I got to resonating with, like I
right.
say, with Jameer and me, that was three
Mhm.
factors right there. I don't need more. I mean more I need. Fool me wrong, fool me once, fool me twice, three times. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there. That was my element, which still stand on the path that I was saying for it, like taking my last name. I told you about my daughter. My daughter took
Mhm.
she hyphenated her last name. She agreed with y'all because she was the first of like I was saying, I was the first. I was the first walker I ever knew. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
outside of me being a walker, once I had kids, that was my legacy. That was me. Because I knew where I was as a great father, as a great person. I wanted this Walker brand to resonate with the world. Everybody after me was gonna be great social butterflies, just genuine to the world. Everybody had that Walker brand.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? That's what it was for me.
I don't have the marker brain.
You got the
I'm not that social butterfly.
correct, but I'm just saying you right.
So
That's why I'm
I don't know. I I mean I hear you, but I
uh-huh.
just still think that it's backwards thinking.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, and that's your opinion.
But y'all guys gave me
That's
to
definitely your
me.
opinion.
What if it was the other way around? What if it was
I'm
So,
just saying, like it's crazy, dumb, and I'm expected to take your last name, and then when the roles are reversed,
right,
it's
because
not
you been
that
like
we
saying
don't
your
we
last
don't
name
have
is
that same
crazy.
energy.
Yeah, like we don't
We're
have
not
crazy.
we don't have that same energy. If things are 50-50, as you say,
Yeah, no, but like you say, the struggle was different. I ain't giving birth to kids, so our struggle was different. You ain't dealing with the police like I'm dealing with the
Right.
police. So that's what I'm saying. Our struggle was different. So
Oh, but we
so
are.
so that's what I'm
We
saying.
are.
Keep this
That's
conversation going with that comment.
But we
because
are.
I say because I say they always bring up birth. They always bring up birth, Jig. We can't never get birth. So outside of birth,
But it's a relevant argument. I got to say that.
but
It's a very relevant
it's
argument.
irrelevant. How is it relevant when we can't do that? And then outside of that, where's the equality? It's so much equality outside of birth. If you just do birth, we can't do birth. But outside of birth, the equality is there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not because our bodies are made up differently,
You
right?
still talking about
That's
But
why
here's the
physical
thing, but
that
basically
birth. You still talking
just
about
back to
physical
the
makeup.
point.
All
But
right.
back to the point of the whole last name situation.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm listening to this.
I just feel like this day and age, it shouldn't matter who has whose last name
It's the
because
same.
we're bringing just as much as y'all were back then. We are we're not only setting the table, but we're providing what's on it as well.
and
So I feel like now in day and age, like now in today's time, that if my
Equality.
husband were to take my last name, he should not be ostracized for his choice.
I can
They
agree with
hate
that.
when I say
He should not be.
50-50. But what is equality? What is equality?
He should not be. He should not be looked at as less of a man because he took his wife's last name.
We
It doesn't make you his name.
I agree, Wanda, but and I think we have to get away from this gender war fictitious narrative. We got to get away from it because again, men and women are not equal. We're not, and we're not supposed to be. We're built differently for a reason, and we all carry the reasons that we're that way. So gender wars to me are foolish. They don't make much sense. But to your point,
Right, because
Wanda,
you literally can't have one without the other. And
exactly.
like you need each other for the world to go around.
Yeah.
Period.
But to your point, Wanda, I do not disagree with you at all. If a man decides to take the woman's last name, that's a
They
whole nother.
hyphenate.
They hyphenate. Yeah,
They hyphenate. All
we were
all
talking about.
the gay married couples that I know, they use last names and they hyphenate.
Yeah. So same sex couples generally hyphenate. All things considered, right? If a man takes on his wife's last name, it doesn't change who he is at the end
It
of the day.
doesn't.
It really doesn't. It doesn't make him less than uh yeah, gender wars keep us from evolving for sure. It doesn't make him less than a man. It doesn't make him his character any weaker. It doesn't make him uh stupid or anything of that nature. It is what it is.
Right.
And I'm not laying him on his back, just like I'm not laying his wife on her back. So it really ain't my business. I'ma still call the
Hmm.
dude Chris or Bob or Darnell or whatever. I'ma still call him by his name.
Right. When do we really lose our last names though? Like only when we sign the papers or at work.
Wow,
Like
that's
we
crazy.
when do we really use our last names?
But well, no, because
Other than the military, because yeah, the military they call
yeah,
you by your last name. But
yeah, and also DNA. Whenever you do your family history, they if you do it,
oh, honey, Zoe, baby,
he kicked it back up.
baby, baby. So I'm to lose my identity because you want to keep yours, baby?
Oh
No, 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 no. But an hour into this conversation, we definitely talked about that. So okay.
yeah, that's a great topic, and I think this is especially in our society, this is an evolving topic, and we've definitely got to circle back around to it, and because I got to get my thoughts together. I'm
Yeah. We didn't
serious.
even talk about Katt Williams on
I
Club Shay today
know.
either. We
I
didn't
know.
even get to it.
So it's up to
Oh
y'all.
my
I'm
god.
willing to do an impromptu live. We can talk about that when Dirk get back and we end the live. I'm willing to do an impromptu live later on, but this topic, this is an ever evolving topic. There's no end to it because of society where we are and how things are going to end up shaping up. It really is. And again,
Yeah.
I I'm a hypocrite.
Jesus didn't even have a last name. He was Jesus of Nazareth. He didn't even have a last name. He was just Jesus.
Actually, he did have a last name. I can't remember what it
Christ.
was. No, it wasn't Christ. That came hundreds of years later. That came hundreds of
What?
years later.
It was Howard.
You thought of what? Jesus. Maya said that she thought his name was Jesus, but he had a
It was
last name.
Howard.
If you look at
Jesus
the
Howard of Nazareth.
we, I can't stand y'all right now. I can't stand y'all. I'm trying to get my mind back together. Jesus,
Let's
Can we
get
Howard.
talk
on the
about these
final
What?
bloodlines
thought.
again?
Where did that even come from? That's crazy. That's crazy as hell.
What?
Oh my
Howard?
God.
You know where it came from.
I do. I can't stand y'all. Jesus jumped up. Y'all killing me. You done made me lose my whole thought. Go, yeah, somebody
Be
go.
thy name.
I'm gonna speak
Final thought.
Yeah, let's get to it.
bloodlines.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. Oh my
bloodline.
God.
Who
Whew.
wants to do final thoughts?
Oh
Okay,
my
I'll go
goodness.
first.
Okay, why did you go first? I'm mad as hell that you said that. I'm so
And
mad that you said that.
talking close
That's,
things again.
that's
It was my
ridiculous.
dad joke. It was
It's a
my
great
dad
joke.
joke.
I
Simmer
love it.
down.
Yeah, Joe.
Simmer down.
It's great. Oh,
Simmer down. All
that's
right.
ooh, got tears in my
So
eyes
my
from that
final thoughts is for tonight. I
one.
promise. Guys, if you do decide to take your wife's last name, nobody will look at you differently. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even matter how people look at you. It's how you feel about yourself and your relationship. With that being said, everyone, please do not forget to brush and floss at least twice a day. Oral health is overall health, okay? Don't forget to hug somebody, share a smile, they're free. Final thoughts.
Groovy.
Gotcha.
Kiana, you got final thoughts before Dirk?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know somebody ain't getting none tonight, but I ain't gonna point no elbows.
Wanda,
Look her.
Wanda.
Love you,
We ain't
people.
pointing no elbows.
Shout to Eve.
We ain't pointing no
That's the
elbows,
woman.
but we ain't getting none tonight.
Yeah, live on your legacy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Live on your legacy.
I am.
Don't let nothing stop you from living on your legacy.
I am. Thank you.
Because people don't understand what you done went through or what you done been through. You see what I'm saying? First and
Appreciate
foremost. So people just speaking on just trying to make correcting society today. We ain't here for society today. We living for us. If you living for you, you're not tripping off society. You tripping off yourself and your legacy and your people and
Mm-hmm.
moving forward in life. Final thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Boss dog.
Thank you, Dirt Walker Allen. Appreciate it.
Ooh,
Money, get off of here, man. Get off of here.
yeah.
You better talking to you, dude.
Wow. I'm trying to get my life back together from Jesus Christ.
Uh,
It's the truth of the nation.
Thank you, Wanda.
Set
Uh,
it straight, dude. Set it straight, dude. Don't do it. Get off
that's
on the
crazy.
pants. He don't even know what he
You
wants
can't
to do.
do it.
That's crazy. What I
Watch
would
your
say for
final
my
thoughts.
final thoughts. First off, happy 2024. Katt Williams did a very important thing, not just for his interview, but for society in general. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But at the end of the day, just golly, Jesus Howard. I can't believe I said that. I'm
Stay
trying to get
with us, good.
I'm trying to get over that. So, all right. Let me stay with it. Let me stay with it. Stay with it. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. All right. So
Yeah.
Don't listen to Wanda, bro. She up there. Don't
why did
listen
it
to
be
Wanda.
all the way off?
Get Wanda out your ear, bro.
Can't even get there.
Put me on your right shoulder and put Wanda on your left shoulder. You hear me?
Right. Why did it killed it?
Oh
Jesus.
my god.
I'm trying to get my life together. Hey, all right. So
Okay,
it's 2024. Evolution is a real thing, whether it be or however you want to look at it. Even if you don't want to believe in it, it's still a real thing. When we boil evolution down to a personal level, it takes change to be better than tomorrow than what you were today. So be willing to go through the hard part of evolution so that you can change and become better, right? And be that not simply to yourself but to everybody else. And I will never move off of this point. Always give everybody a little more mercy, a little more grace, and sprinkle that with copious amounts of love, and be the reflection of love that you want to see as well as receive. And so those are my final thoughts. Golly, why did you kill me with that? I'm trying to get my life.
Hey, yeah, Wanda, you did do your thing. I almost thought you were the ugly
Thank
girl,
you.
but I don't know if it's gonna kick us off. You know what I'm saying? Because you doing your thing tonight. You hear me?
Yeah,
I'm like,
Oh
hold
my
on, man.
god.
I'm finna just go walk away. Cause Wanda getting on my nerves right now.
I'd have did it.
You had a lot of valid points. Cause you know what I'm saying. With me trying to prove my identity,
Well,
where I come
my
from.
job
You
as
know
a
what I'm
little
saying. But you
cousin
had
is
a lot of
done
great points.
today.
You did it. You
My
did it.
job as a little cousin has been fulfilled today. Right
Nah, you did.
on.
Nah, you had great points.
I
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you guys.
I really
I thank
appreciate
you
it.
guys.
That was great.
Oh my god.
So,
Whew.
and I think we'll continue with this one too. In the wise words of Russell Simmons, thank y'all for coming out. God bless and
Good night.
Good night. Thank you, people.